going on YouTube? It's me again. I wanted to talk about the Atkins diet. It's a very popular diet. It's been around many years, but I definitely feel like I wanted to give you my thoughts about this diet. So let's get started. Now, before I give you my assessment of the Atkins diet, I wanted to briefly discuss what this program entails. There are 4 phases in the Atkins diet. The first phase is called the induction period, and it's a 2-week period where basically you limit your net carbs to 20 grams per day or less. And on the website, they claim that you can lose up to 15 pounds in 2 weeks. During phase 2, you slowly incorporate about 5 net carbs extra per day. In phase 3, you increase your net carbs per day by 10 grams, I believe. And in phase 4, it's more like a daily maintenance mode where you have a certain amount of net carbs that you know that you need to maintain. And if you go and gain weight, you actually just lower your net carbs and you actually lose weight. That's what they claim. My overall thoughts on the phases is that let's start with phase 1. In phase 1, like I said, they say that you can lose up to 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Now, is that true or is that false? Well, actually, it is true. You can definitely lose up to 15 pounds in 2 weeks during phase 1. But what they fail to tell you is that a lot of the weight that you lose will be water weight, not fat. And the reason being is that there have been certain studies that have shown that when you go from a high carbohydrate diet, you actually retain a lot more water. So when you go from a high carbohydrate diet and go to a low carbohydrate, high protein, you lose a lot of that water from your system. And this is actually common for underwear models, fitness models, even bodybuilders. When they cut down, they actually, will go low carb, really low carb, and it'll get all the water from their system and it'll suck it out and it'll give you that dry, shredded look. So the claims of 15 pounds, you may lose that during the phase 1, but a lot of it is just going to be water weight. Another quick point about phase 1 on the website, they say that your energy levels during phase 1 will actually go through the roof. This claim right here kind of bothers me, and it's absolutely false. I've gone low carb before. I haven't gone 20 grams, but I've definitely gone low carb in the past. And I'll tell you that from personal experience, your energy will drop significantly. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and go work out at the gym on a decent amount of carbs. Then a few days later, do that same workout on 20 grams of net carbs. I guarantee you, you're going to be suffering, and there's no way that your energy levels are going to be up according to Atkins, because carbohydrates are the primary source of energy. So that's a little bit misleading. Also, another quick claim that they make during phase 4 is that the spokeswoman on the website says, quote, cheating is a thing of the past. Now, like I had mentioned, once again, I've been on low carb, and after even 3 or 4 days, I'm craving bread, I'm craving, all these carbs, because your body wants to use that, source as your primary source of energy. So to say that the cheating is a thing of the past is misleading once again, because if you go that low, you're going to be tempted to want to eat some carbs. The main positive aspects of the Atkins diet is that, when you go low carb, your insulin levels actually go pretty steady. You don't end up doing this, where your insulin goes up, you get this, big crash at the end. And like I said, when you go high carb, your body can only process so much, so it ends up getting stored as fat. So that's the main component of the Atkins diet and why it's so successful. The other reason is that, there are 2 types of foods that are either really low in carb and or have no carbs. That's lean proteins and vegetables. And that's 2 things that I highly recommend for diet, health, and fitness. So that's another great thing why the Atkins diet is successful. All right, let's move on to the negative aspects of the Atkins diet. They say that you can eat an unlimited amount of meat, lean proteins, eggs, bacon, and all that other stuff. Well, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not an MD, but eating an unlimited amount of bacon just does not seem right. It has a lot of salt, a lot of sodium. Red meat is okay, but in moderation. I don't think it's the healthiest thing that you can do. So you got to remember, just because you lose weight, that doesn't make you healthy. Um, like for instance, I work out 3 or 4 times a week, but in my family we have high blood pressure, and my blood pressure at times when I'm really just have a lot of things going on, I'm stressed out, it actually hit 140, which is pre-hypertension, and that's for somebody like me who works out a lot and watches what they eat. So imagine if I didn't work out a lot and I didn't eat right, I mean, I could easily be in the 150s. So that's why it's called the silent killer. So I think the Atkins diet, you do see results, and that's great, but you can't ignore, your overall health. Another negative aspect about the Atkins diet is that when you don't have that many carbs, you're less inclined to really work out hard and intense during a workout. When you don't work out as hard, you don't burn as many calories at the gym. If you don't burn enough calories at the gym, then your metabolism slows down, and then you're more inclined not to work out. The people that do work out on the Atkins diet, a lot of these customers are probably really overweight, so they're walking, and that's fine. But if you truly want to transform your body, you have to pick up the intensity of your workouts, and having that little amount of carbs is just not going to cut it in the long run. Also, I wanted to mention some of the Atkins products that they have. I've actually tasted some of them, and they're pretty good. But the Atkins bars, the net carbs are pretty low, but to make it taste good and to sell, the saturated fats for some of them are through the roof, and that's just not good. Also, a lot of them have sugar alcohols, which that's a controversial topic, which I'll discuss in another video. But what they do is, let's say a bar has 25 grams of carbs. Underneath it, it'll have dietary fiber, which is non-digestible, so you can actually minus that from 25. And then there's a thing called sugar alcohols. Now, people have claimed that sugar alcohols are non-digestible, but that's kind of up in the air right now. And I don't want to confuse the hell out of you, because I could go on and on. But basically what that means is that even though it says the bar has 2 net carbs, it's definitely possible that those sugar alcohols are being digested, maybe at a slower pace, but it's still having an effect on your net carbs. So you might actually be consuming more carbs than you think. So that could be a little misleading. Overall, my impressions of the Atkins diet is that it's actually not bad. It follows similar to what I believe in. The only things that I would change is I wouldn't recommend the unlimited amounts of bacon, red meat, and eggs, because your cholesterol is probably going to just go through the roof. The other thing that I would probably change is that the 20 grams of net carbs per day for 2 weeks, I'm not sure that I would highly recommend that. What I recommend would be to go lower carb on your non-workout days, but on your workout days to get a little bit more carbs and have them earlier in the day, so you have those carbs to burn calories during your workouts. So that's kind of what I would do. But overall, I give the Atkins diet about a solid B+. Okay, that about wraps it up. I hope that was informative. Questions and comments are always welcome. We'll do it again. See you next time.